Dang, Milo, you had me at that first half. But no, that second half was disturbing. I don't know, maybe Milo's into that kind of stuff. I don't know, but that was interesting. That was an interesting I don't know what you call it, surgery or something, but continuously a weird show. But I love it. As always, I love it. It kind of sucks because I figured that Chidori would be kind of into staying with that group. I mean, technically, Milo saved her life. She was going to die. And it was interesting to actually have that callback because, yeah, I specifically remember when Kurokawa was talking about or asking if she had taken the medicine. He was basically at that point saying, keep it in check. Keep that worm in check. And yeah, that's very interesting way of keeping your guys under your own check. That was, like I said, quite disturbing. But episode 4 of Sabikui Bisco, still fantastic. Still loving this show a lot. Again, just getting more into this weird world that's very familiar, but also at the same time very different. But again, unfortunately, please stop jumping around. At least it wasn't jarring this time, but... Well, it was kind of jarring at first, but when I realized it was, again, another jump back, it has that point in which I realize it's a jump back and I get frustrated. That's really my only thing, is that point in which I realize, oh, that we went back again, and now we're going to skip this part. At least they didn't go over the whole, this is a war memorial thing again. They kind of assume you knew that from the last episode, but I still hate it. I still don't like it. I really did kind of hope that they were going to stop doing this, and then they're still doing it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm always kind of mixed on these whole, would you call it a training montage? The bonding montage. Milo trying to get this Akutagawa to trust him. It was kind of cool to finally see at some point he's able to communicate to it. And despite Bisco saying this thing does not like doctors, he was letting him apply medicine to him. So it seems like Milo has gotten a connection to this crab thing. But yeah, Chidori showing up and offering to show him the ropes and then trying to steal the crab. I think she's going to be awesome. Apparently a wandering peddler, and she is still causing problems for them, even at the very end, stealing all their stuff and running off. But stealing their money, but leaving a bunch of stuff behind. And even offers Milo a traveling partner. But they have established their plan. They are going to go to Akuta. Apparently at Akuta, this rust eater mushroom was found. And so they're trying to get there. Milo does note that it's going to take a long time to travel around to get to it. So they're going to go to this mine shaft. And even though that didn't work out very well. And then eventually they come across this war memorial again. And this is where they meet Chidori again. And again, she is very much so not in good shape. Milo realizes what it is very quickly, kisses her. I don't know what that was supposed to be. By kiss, he breathes in first. So I assumed that he was going to excel and then suck the worm out of her throat. But... I guess he's just holding his breath before he kisses her to give it a path to go. And so maybe the idea is that if it sees another path to another host, it'll go that way. It was kind of weird, but either way, yeah, grabbing it and pulling it out of her throat, that was quite disturbing. But again, getting into this mayor, Kurokawa, and how he keeps everybody in check, and that is to implant or have them eat these eggs. And then these eggs are these balloon worms, and they have to take a medicine to keep it from hatching. Maybe something that keeps it sedated so it never hatches. But if they ever leave him or betray him, and this is apparently something they've used on prisoners and whatnot, and again, his own people, to keep them in check, because if eventually they turn on him, guess you're not getting any more medicine, which is, again, very, very disturbing. Which is interesting, because I really wasn't sure if they were going to keep Kurokawa in the picture or not once they've left this area. So I don't know if eventually they'll have to go back and they're going to run into him, or if he's going to follow for some certain reason. He realizes at some point, yeah, this is the only thing I can think of, the only way that I can think them keeping Kurokawa in the picture is if Pawu wakes up and tells him what's going on, and he's going to want to kill Bisco. He's afraid Bisco is going to find this Rust Eater, and it's going to... again, technically remove that control that he has within his people. But I don't know. Yeah, that's when we learned a little more about Chidori and the fact that she is a one-ring peddler. She has a lot of goods, some goods that are a little more rich in taste than apparently what Bisco's used to. And that's when they find the Bisco crackers, which he seems to like. But no, other than that, seems like she's used to men wanting her body. So she immediately turns to okay, well, this is what you want. This is what you want. It's going to cost you. And obviously, both Milo and Bisco don't care. Milo's just after the worms. He don't care about the girl. But they do buy some stuff, and she goes to leave, and she's like, well, if you touch me in the middle, I'm going to go to sleep, but if you touch me, that's 100 soul, but I'll give Milo a discount, half off. And that's when she realizes they're not going to buy this gas can. She chucks it because it's going to be no good. And it wakes up the gigantic monument beast thing that we kind of got an idea from the last episode, which indicates that it wasn't a monument, but actually a animal weaponry. Just like the hippos and stuff like this, it's just like a whole bunch of weapons and tank weapons on top of a gigantic crab thingy-majig. And while Chidori is panicking and holding on to Bisco, that leaves Milo to have to use the steel crab to attack this thing and take it out, and they shoot it, and it still manages to destroy the mines, even though they were trying to protect it, which kind of bugs me, because I was kind of interested in this whole, what they call the steel mice, iron mice. Again, it's so funny that a lot of my interest in the series is around like the ecosystem and the creatures of this world that are just so samey, but different in some way. Well, see, I was kind of hoping to see the iron mice, but unfortunately, that's apparently not a go. And then, yes, like I said earlier, following this, they wake up and Chidori is gone. She's stolen all their money, but she leaves behind a bunch of snacks. So kind of indicates that she's still kind of appreciative of what they did, despite the fact that she's still stealing from them. And again, leaving a message to Milo that, you know, there's the opportunity there if you want to travel with her instead. I think that would be a lot more interesting of a show. I like Bisco. Don't get me wrong. I like Bisco. And following this, they're traveling through some desert looking. It kind of looked like a desert, but it had a bunch of seashells around. So it kind of implied that either the waters came up at some point and then went back down, because there are some skyscrapers in the background. So obviously this was a bustling city at some point, and maybe the waters came up for a little bit and then dried away. But yes, we're gonna run into the orphan kids arc. So I don't know, apparently we have to have a whole segment where they run into a band of kids that are all surviving on their own because apparently the parents abandoned them and left them behind. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, fantastic episode as always. I really love, as always, this really weird world. They were talking about these driftweeds that apparently in this world glow in the middle of the night, and that attracts bugs and beasts. Again, the iron mice, which unfortunately I don't know that we're gonna, we might probably still see iron mice later on, but it's unfortunate that that's not the route they took. And yeah, more gigantic weaponry animals, which it implied that the thing was, the mushroom it was going to create was so big that it would probably purify that region, which would probably be nice for Jabi. So it indicates that at least this entire area is going to be purified just from this one monster. Fantastic episode. Really enjoy it. More Chidori is really good. Hopefully she doesn't disappear. I really do enjoy the kind of mix that she makes, because she's very selfish, but at the same time very manipulative. She's not like a pushover. And it kind of implied early on with the series that she was just kind of somebody that went with the flow and was always under somebody's foot, but she always kind of just skittered away like a cockroach. But they're really kind of implying the idea this girl's been around. She's a peddler. She's been out in the open. She's dealt with people. She's not afraid of people, despite the fact that, yeah, she needed help from Milo to get rid of this, worm. She's not an idiot. Now, granted, you could say that her deciding to eat this egg made her an idiot, but we all kind of have to learn certain things at some point. But yeah, I really do like her character. I really do. I kind of hoped that she would kind of stick around, and hopefully we'll see more of her. But based on the PV, slight spoilers if you don't like PVs, it looks like Pau will be jumping into the mix next episode. So that'll be good to see her again. But yeah, that's my thoughts on episode 4 of Sabikui Bisco. If you like this video, hit that like button down below. Comment. Let me know what's the episode. Did you like the kiss? Did you like the balloon worm removal? Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video if you can. Support us on Patreon. I'll throw a tips link in the description below. We definitely appreciate everybody it does, and y'all take care.